Hey, what's up? It's Whistle, and welcome back to Timberborn. In the last episode of Timberborn, we finally got our nice little tree plantation growing. So this is going to be producing a ton of logs for us. Up top, we have almost 300 already, and that's with all these maples still yet to grow in. So we are going to make a nice little expansion area down here. To get some industry going, and we are gonna get on into it today. So we're gonna head down to our Paths and Structures tab and use these platforms that we unlocked in our last episode, and we're gonna just create a nice little stairway here. I missed one. So we do have to place the platforms underneath the stairs for obvious reasons. So it's gonna yeah, it'll look like that, and then I can put a path right here. So if we go ahead, path that up, because we do also have some space down here, because you can put pathways underneath the platforms here. So we will be able to get a hauling post here, which I think will help just kind of keep everything nice and distributed. But for right now, let me go ahead and delete these here. And not all of that, just the road. Deleting under platforms is a little tricky, as you can see. I did delete a couple things I didn't want to. This game does have this wonderful little feature that I always forget about until I do stuff like that, where up here in the top right, you can actually click down and it will start to get rid of stuff for you, basically. So if you're trying to build something down on the ground level, it's just going to make it nice and easy. You could build paths, you could build whatever you need. So this is going to be really useful for some things I have planned for later on in the series. Alrighty, so this is waiting to be planted. Everything else is planted so far. I'm going to actually go ahead and clear this planting area of the birches. And I'm gonna go down here and demolish all of this because it's pretty useless to me at this point. And once that's done, whenever that's done, we'll get that replaced with maples. Not a huge rush, we got plenty of time on that. And both of these are pumping, so I am also, while we're waiting on planks, because that's the big thing holding us back at the moment. We only have the one lumber mill, and we are waiting on right now 80 planks for this large warehouse, which is a ton. But I'm gonna actually just up this in priority a little bit because I'd much rather have the hauling post, again, just to kind of move some stuff around. And we're just gonna place down a bunch of these, which will greatly increase our water capacity for the next drought. Let's set that to the highest priority. And then there's actually a way down here where you can set priorities just by dragging the mouse. So we have the hauling post is going to be built first, then all of these water things, and then our warehouse and stairs. We don't have a ton of extra residents at the moment, so even if I get all this built, I won't have anyone to populate it, but I do need more water for me to really feel comfortable getting more than the 26 beavers that I have right now. So I might go ahead and set up another water pump here and just get that pathed up. This water pump, and actually one more I think, can fit, yes. So these two water pumps I will definitely be turning off in the dry season, and just kind of hoping that we have enough water stored up in these. So I will thinking about that, just getting things done in the future. We'll just set that up because that just takes logs, and we will not be in a shortage of logs anytime soon, unless we're building something super crazy, and then it's just going to be a bit slower than it otherwise would be. It is nighttime. They're all hanging out. They're looking for something to do, so I think if we go down to our leisure tab, we can go ahead and build them a campfire. So the campfire is going to satisfy their social life. It can hold up to 5 beavers at a time. And once we get that built, which I'm going to set that to highest priority because I care about these little things. Once we get that built, they will be hanging out there whenever they are not working. They'll just kind of rotate through. So having one for this many beavers probably could use a little bit more, but they will still enjoy it. And what social life is going to do, right here, it will increase fertility by 50%. So right now they're not going to be making any babies. They're just a couple, because I have 2 extra spots up here, and you know, we did do the math, but if I can zoom in real quick, actually, I have these 2 just chilling at the campfire. It's not lit or anything. They're just sitting and watching some logs in a fire pit. Anyway, there are a total of 27 beavers that can be populated in here, so we're just waiting on 2 more, I think, to get birthed. So that will help a little bit, but once we wind up expanding on our once we get our water situation taken care of, we are going to be having a lot of babies, because this will just help us grow. So how is everything looking? Farms are doing fantastic. We're over 1,000 food now, so with that, I am feeling confident enough to just get rid of all of, get rid of all of these blueberries in here. They're pretty worthless to me at the moment, if I'm being honest, because they don't provide any stat boosts like all of the other foods in the game do. So I'd much rather this base be used for, you know, even carrots at this point, just to make sure we're getting something extra. But I probably will turn this into a potato patch as well, which might mean I need another grill, but so be it. We're gonna quickly reach the point where things are gonna start happening really quick, and I'll be able to just build whatever I want whenever I want it, basically. And I'll set these 2 higher priorities as well. So on this hauling post, we're just waiting on 2 more planks to be made. So that should be done hopefully the next day. And here's our little campfire. It's lit. They're just chilling, hanging out, having a great time with each other before they go to bed for what looks like 2 hours, and we'll wake up and start working again. Alrighty. And I'm gonna actually start planning all of this out down here. So easiest way to plan without them actually building anything, if I just delete that 1 stair there, they can't get down. So they can build the rest of this whenever they wind up getting enough planks for it. But they're not going to be able to path down and get the rest of this built. So for right now, I'm thinking I might use a couple windmills. I'm kind of going back and forth between windmills and using this water up here. I might wind up doing both. Now that I'm speaking out loud about it, because I can get 1. Yes, I can get 2 there, and then a 3rd one there. So that will actually provide a decent bit of power. So with these power shafts, basically the way they work is they will connect onto a certain point of a building. In the water wheels case, right on the little node there, and we're gonna set that to that. We will get these 2 connected and actually switch. So there are a bunch of different ones. There's a straight on, there is a corner, which is this little guy here. There is a little T-junction, which is what I'm going to use here. So this is a 3-way, and then there's also the 4-way. They're super cheap. They take anywhere from 1 to 4 logs, depending on which one you get. So it's not very difficult to just power up your whole area and do it relatively efficiently, which is what we're going to do once we get everything. But I also will need a way to get on down here so they can build this water wheel. The other 2 water wheels they can reach from this little shore here, and especially if I just do something like lower this priority just once, just to make sure that they build these water wheels first. So it's the easiest way to do this. Probably just delete that. We'll put yeah, we'll put a couple platforms in there, so that way they can wind up reaching this one. And once this is built, we'll delete these platforms and go ahead and build another one, because 12 planks and a few wood isn't going to be the end of us. At this point, we have so much wood, and we're going to relatively soon be on the move to a bunch of planks. So I'm actually going to do a quick cut here, and I will be back once we get some extra water storage going and some of the stuff I have planned out is built. So I'll see you soon. So while I was fast forwarding a little bit, waiting on stuff to grow in, I noticed that these 3 beavers kept coming over here and just carrying logs and running away with them. And I totally forgot that they can actually build anywhere that is straight down from where they are. So they can stand on this tile and build this water wheel. So that is fantastic, because that means we don't need to worry about building this little bridge here. So I'm going to actually get rid of that. And I know there's this stuff off to the top right of your screen that I built, but I'll go over that in a sec. But I wasn't even thinking about the fact that they'd be able to build this, because I thought it had to be more central. But here we are. It is almost done. We're just, at this point, 4 logs away. So let me place one more real quick, and then I will go into what I kind of have planned for this little area. So it's going to be the 3 water wheels, at least for right now, and that's going to be connected via powers. And then I have 4 lumber mills. So power will run adjacently, so building to building, and it will also run in a corner as long as I have a gear doing so. So what I did, I guess I don't need a gear here, actually. So I made sure that my priorities, so I set this to the highest priority, meaning that's going to be one of the first things they build when they come down here, just because I don't want to build both of these lumber mills and then we can't build that, and then we have to figure out how to build that, which would either mean destroying this or building stairs or something up to here. And then I also made sure that this, which I know I just did for you guys, but I made sure it was a nice, just a low priority, so not anything super important, because I want to make sure that these 2 water wheels get done first. Again, for the same reason, I don't want to have to just keep on deleting stuff so they can build. And while I'm thinking of it, let's at least build a path like that, just to make building easier for them. And something else I did, so I put a large warehouse down here as well as a hauling post. I might do a builder's hut as well. Probably get that going, actually. Where is my builder's hut labor? Don't have enough science for that yet, because I'm going to be unlocking something in a second. So for right now, I'll keep these, but I do have them on a lower priority. So they're going to build all of this stuff first. And as soon as this water wheel gets built, I'll raise that priority a little bit. Because I'm not super worried about these being built necessarily, as I am these. Because the beavers will still be able to reach all of this. It will just make things faster if all of their storage is right here. And then in this warehouse, I'm not going to have any food, at least until I unlock the grist mill in the food tab. So the grist mill is going to grind down your wheat into flour, and then the bakery turns the flour into bread. So at least until I get those 2 going, I'm not even going to worry about keeping any sort of food down here. I'll keep all my food up here, again, for the reason of making transport time a bit quicker. While you guys were away, both of these water pumps rather, got finished up, and they both have beavers in them. So we are increasing water a little bit. We're up to about 250 now. All of these are built, and I also went ahead and just put some stairs up and started to plan for just getting some more houses up here. Once I unlock, more space and everything, and unlock isn't quite the right word, but build stairs and such, I could turn, say, this area into a nice residential zone. Not that it really matters in this game, but I can get a lot of houses down there, make something a lot prettier. But this will more than do for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just path this up, just like that, and I'll do that. So as I had said in a previous video, these lodges here since they are a flat roof, you can build on top of them. So if I wind up wanting to go into the house tab, oops, I can hit the lodge, go ahead and build that, and I can build as many high as I want as long as I'm able to build platforms in order to reach them. I haven't run into a height limit in this game yet. I'm sure there probably is one, but I am sure it's also probably pretty high, and you're gonna want to start a new level before you get to anything, you know, high enough that warrants exceeding that limit. So yeah, we're almost up to 600 wood. We almost have 2,000 food. All of these berries are just about done, looking at it. So we're gonna go ahead and get going on another baker. Again, right in the same area as all of our farm stuff, just for sake of beaver travel time. And it looks like our second large warehouse is almost done as well. So we're just waiting on 20 planks on that. And there are 2 stubborn little bushes that wound up growing in after I told them to delete everything. So I'm gonna just mark those as a slightly higher priority for right now, just so I can get going on the potatoes. And yeah, so we do have 27 beavers now, so we're fully staffed up on the beavers. We're gonna get rid of this gatherer flag because there's no more berries to gather. And with that, I will also go ahead and just delete this tile at least, just to kind of prep a little bit for when we move this back. We have a dry season coming in 3 days. I'm slightly more worried about this one than the ones in the past, purely because of the amount of beavers I have, and I don't have a whole ton of water stored up. And with the dry season we're coming up onto, there's a chance it might wind up being a bit longer than the last couple, so that is a little scary. But we won't know until we know, so no sense in stressing about it. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and just get these potatoes planted. As you can see, the farmers are already just going to town. They planted like a quarter of that field before I even got it all set. And with these water wheels, they do put out 180 power, so I'm going to have more than enough power. One of these water wheels can almost power all 4 of these lumber mills once they wind up getting built. So I'm going to have plenty of room, because the next stuff I'm going to need is going to be gears. In order to make gears, you do need planks, as you can see in the little diagram up there. And one gear workshop takes 120 power to run, instead of the lumber mill's 50. So I won't be able to get as many of those, at least right now. Plus they do run a bit slower than the lumber mills do. So, and gears are a pretty important part of the game, because they're going to let us get something like the large water tank. They will help us with the underground warehouse, which again is 4,000 items, which is just ridiculous, especially if you can get a few of those going. You have very few storage problems with that. And let's get these maples done as well. There we go. Wonderful. Things are coming along beautifully. You love to see it. Oh, and we were able to get this lumber mill built as well, from this corner. Again, not something I thought about when I was putting all this stuff down, but super glad that it is happening. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting on stairs, I guess, at the moment, which means planks. So this is built, so that's fantastic. Let's see. I'm not going to put any limitations on this. It's going to wind up filling up primarily with food, but that's not super concerning. So yeah, I think we made a decent amount of progress in this video. Mapped out a bunch of stuff. The next one we should get just about all this built. But I think this is probably a pretty good spot to end today's video. All the beavers buzzing around, going to bed, having a great time at the campfire, just sitting around I'm going to grab a quick little screenshot of that because that is adorable. Might set that as the background on my computer. There we go. And in order to get rid of the overlay here, you just hit Control H if you are on a PC. I don't actually know if this game is on consoles or anything. But yeah, Control H is the keybind for that. It'll get rid of all of the information here for you. So if you ever want to take a little picture of a beaver running on a wheel without any of this stuff getting in the way, that is the way to do it. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you everybody so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed it and have a great day or night wherever you are at. And always remember to do something kind.